Welcome back, guys. We're finally going to be doing some baling today, or not finally, I guess. We did baling yesterday and it didn't go well. That would have been what I showed you guys in the last video. It was the first time we baled all year and we had several issues, so I'm hoping today's going to go better than yesterday did. But no matter what happens, you guys are going to get to see it today. So I just left the Massey up here in the field yesterday when I was done with it, because we're going to be doing right across the road, which Brent is finishing up raking right now. We were using his truck and the Kubota. I had the Kubota and he had his truck. His truck is having issues getting very, very hot, and it has antifreeze in it. There's no leaks. Everything seems to be working, so he's got an appointment for that at the shop today. He's going to take it and see what's going on. It gets hot on the road too. If you run the AC, it'll get super, super hot. Even though you're moving really fast down the road and the air should be cooling it alone, it still gets really hot. So he's going to take that in today and see what's going on there. So he's, like I said, he's going to finish with the Kubota right now. He's almost done. And we are going to be doing balage with this as well. It's perfect level, just about the same as this was. I can't wait to start beating that out because I think it's going to be really good. But we decided to hold off on mowing more today. It's Thursday right now, and there's chances of severe thunderstorms this afternoon. It's already like 86 degrees. It's really warm. I would be wearing less, a tank top, but I burned the crap out of myself yesterday. Apparently, even though it was really hazy, and I know sometimes when it's hazy you burn easier, but I didn't even think about it, didn't put on sunscreen, and I burned my back pretty bad. So definitely gonna be wearing a t-shirt today. But that is why we decided to hold off, because you can see just how dark and hazy it is over there, and it's only like 11 o'clock. So as the day goes on, I wouldn't be surprised. That's almost always where all of our storms come from. I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up getting one. The cows are out grazing. I don't know if you can see because this camera makes everything look so far away, but they're out on that little hill over there grazing. They probably won't be out for long because it's super hot, but they're out now. After a while, they usually come up here by the trees and they lay in the shade, and then when they feel like it, they go back down and graze. There's a bunch of geese playing in the pond right now. But yeah, so if you are new to these videos, thanks for joining me. Right now, today, we have 3 tractors. We have a Kubota, an International, and a Massey. And today, we are going to be using the Massey 492. That's 100 horsepower. Perkins, I believe it's a 4-cylinder. It must be a 4-cylinder. I really like this tractor. A lot of people think it's small, which, I mean, 100 horses isn't huge, but it's not small. It's actually our second largest tractor. The 1066 is obviously 120, 30 horse or something like that, but the Kubota would be our smallest. That's 95 horse. So we always run the baler on the Massey because the Massey is 4-wheel drive and also a little bit more horsepower than the Kubota. The Kubota really couldn't handle doing wet hay like the Massey can. The Massey has struggles sometimes. Another thing that I forgot to mention was the RPMs stopped working on the Massey yesterday. So you kind of just got to wing it and go by experience, I guess. Figure out what your RPMs are at. But I'm gonna lift this hood because I always lift it when I'm running the baler, because you just never know, honestly, with this baler what's gonna happen, if it's gonna work well, if it's gonna do whatever the heck it wants. It's got computers and sensors on it and stuff, so sometimes it just goes off and does its own thing while you're trying to bale. I love it. It makes a great bale when it works, but when it doesn't work, it'll make your life a living hell. I guess that's probably all balers, but this one in particular just drives me nuts sometimes. So this is a 2011 or 10 404 Pro fixed chamber, so that just means it doesn't have belts. It has rollers, these big, you can see right in there, the steel rollers, and it basically just, it won't make as tight of a bale, but it basically just, once the bale goes in, when you're starting a new one, it'll tumble it around in there until it starts catching, and then it'll start rolling it into a bale. It doesn't roll it as tightly as a belt baler, but a belt baler, if you're doing wet hay, you can get hay wrapped around the belts super easy. So since we do primarily balage, especially with our first crop, which is going to be longer stemmed anyway, so it would be easier to wrap around belts, Brent picked this up after he had a Welger, I think, before this, which is the same thing. I think Lely Welger makes Vermeer, or Vermeer makes them, I don't know, one or the other, but they're the same thing. It's just Vermeer is yellow and the Welgers are like cream and red, I think, but it's basically the same thing. That's why, I don't know if you guys have noticed this before, I gotta plug it in, turn it on, and get ready to go. But I don't know if you guys have noticed before, but when you do plug it in, the monitor comes up and says, 'Welger' on it. If I don't unhook this, it'll kill the Massey. Draw down the battery on it. So, cross your fingers, guys, and hope everything goes well. The monitor's been on the fritz the last few years. If you want to find one, you got to find one in England. You can't find one anywhere around here, and they're all used if you can find one. So, I think a new Vermeer place did just come in around us. So we were going to go there and see if they stocked anything like that. They're like $1,500 for one of these things, but it has a bunch of these like codes, error codes that mean absolutely nothing. So like that one doesn't mean anything. We've had it all checked out. We had it at the dealer and he said they don't mean anything, so just delete them. Except the last one. The last one is wire broken net clutch. Basically, we had troubles with this years and years ago. The clutch would just come on whenever it wanted to, right in the middle of a bale, and it would just start putting on net, like right in the middle of a bale. So you'd have net all through your bales. And the only way we could get it to stop doing that was to put a toggle switch here. We wired that up so you control the clutch. So right now it's working perfectly. If I leave it on automatic and I leave this on and just let it do its thing, for some reason the last couple of years, it's been doing perfect. But I don't really trust it, so I'll usually leave that off. And then when the bale starts to get pretty full, I'll turn it on, and then when it gets full, it'll beep, and it's on automatic, so it'll do its own thing and wrap it, and then I'll shut it off again, so it physically cannot come on while we're just, you know, driving, trying to pick up hay. This shouldn't take us long. I would hope we have at least 25 bales. It is a little bit lighter this year than last year, so I think 2 years ago we got 100 out of the whole field, so we would have gotten 50 aside. Last year we got 70 something, like 75 or something like that, and I cut the field like perfectly. I always try to cut it in half, and I managed to cut it so perfectly that there was only one more bale on one side than the other, and I don't know why, but I was really proud of that. I hope there's at least 25, but we'll see. I think it is a little bit lighter than it was last year. It's also a little bit earlier. So we get what we get. Just hope for some feed. Alright, so this lifts the head, and that head is just the pickup head right there where the hay goes in. So I'm going to lift that up for traveling. And then this runs the tailgate on the back. So I'm going to, when I drive, I usually push that down to make sure the tailgate is latched tightly, but otherwise, don't want to touch that until you're ready to dump a bale, because it can screw up a lot of stuff if you accidentally dump it. So. See, there's the welder. See what I mean though? The RPMs aren't working. We got plenty of fuel. This lever head, which is going to make it slower. We'll drop our head. PCO one. You got to delete that so you can see what's going on. see, I'm gonna freak Brent out because I just stopped him here. He's gonna be like, what's wrong with the baler? But I just stopped to tell you guys that we've been around the field 1.5 times or 1 3/4 times, and we already have 10 bales. So I think there's a lot more bales here than I thought, because I think we have like 7 or 8 rows to do, and obviously they get smaller as you go. But I just wanted to show you how they look. This baler makes a absolutely beautiful silage bale. It just does such a great job. I don't know how a bale can look good, but it looks really good when they come out nice and perfectly round. It just does a great job most of the time when it's feeling like cooperating. Brent just hooked onto the wrapper with the Kubota, so it should, I think he can do something like 20 something bales or 30 bales an hour or something like that. It's really no quick way to wrap hay. It takes time, but if he starts now, we should be done by lunchtime. So far so good. The baler hasn't screwed up once yet. Let's hope we keep that luck.
Anyway, it looks kind of ominous over there.
It does look weird over there.
Dual elo.
How's it working?
Good.
Good?
It spins a little. Forty years old. It is 40. I think it's mid-80s.
That's a good piece of equipment that lasts 40 years.
Yeah.
Ah, it's the International's 50th birthday.
Yeah.
50 years old. Still running strong.
15's old around here.
You say everything's old around here? Thanks.
Don't have any payments. No payments. Really. what I mean why it's so irritating. Watch. Irritating. Love that irritating. That would be nice and automatic. Jesus. What the hell? Feel that breeze?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't laugh. All right, so Brent is almost done. He needs me to grab him another box of net wrap. I think he's got like 8 bales left to do. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just grabbing him another box. I don't know if I told you guys, but we got 31 all together. So just about the same as last year since we're a little bit early. But it does certainly look like we're gonna get a thunderstorm, so we're trying to hurry. Wrapping is going so-so. The wrapper's kind of acting up. It's missing something on the bottom of the turntable that stops it from like flailing around. It's got like a little knob that's supposed to come up and stick underneath the turntable and hold it in place where you're dumping a bale. And that apparently rusted and fell off sometime over the past winter, I guess. And he's having trouble keeping it still, so he's just really frustrated and says he wants a new wrapper, but we will see once he sees the price tag. So one of these boxes actually does like 22 bales, I believe. So pretty expensive considering each one of those is like $70. So got quite a bit in each bale, but makes much better feed than dry hay, and plus you can do it when the weather's nasty, so it's worth its weight in gold. So I'm gonna take him this, and then we're gonna take this truck down to the mechanic. So I gotta pick Brent up because I just started it and it's already almost halfway hot. So I will catch up with you guys later. Alright guys, so it is 2 o'clock. We just made it to the place where Brent is gonna get his truck worked on. And it's almost 2 o'clock. It's 90 degrees. So we finished just in the nick of time because it is super, super hot out there. I've got the AC on, which my blower is gone, I think, because it's very loud. It still works, but it sounds like an airplane about to take off. So Brent just pulled in. I think he went across the street and ordered us some sandwiches. So we can go over there after he drops his truck off, and I don't know if they're gonna look at it right away or if we're gonna come pick it up tomorrow, but oh, he just drove his truck right inside. So I guess they're gonna look at it now. So everything went well. The baler worked flawlessly, but like I said, the wrapper just wasn't really doing a very good job today, and it was irritating Brent, so it was kind of a long afternoon, but we got it all done. We got all 30, so we've got 73 bales all together in the last 2 days, so not a bad start. Brent definitely called the weather because it's getting really, really dark back home. So I think we're definitely going to get a thunderstorm, which I'm excited about. But the other thing I wanted to tell you guys yesterday that I completely forgot was my ring was really bothering me the other day and I couldn't figure out why. And I think it's because I took it off. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I think that I have poison ivy right underneath my ring. Somehow I got it under there. I don't know. I got off by the cemetery to move a stick, and there's like a ton of poison ivy in that cemetery. So I guess moving the stick must have gotten some on my finger, and then my ring just rubbed it around and spread it pretty good. So that's fun. Don't play in the grass. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and comment down below if you did. I'll always love to hear from you guys. So yeah, keep it real, keep farming, stay cool, and I'll see you guys in the next video.